Hi guys, so today I set myself a challenge and that was to cycle from North Bristol to Frome and back in a day. It was 75 miles and I'm absolutely shattered now. The route was really good. It took me along the Bristol Ring Road path and then Bristol to Bath cycle path, out through the Two Tunnels route and then from Radstock all the way to Frome along Route 24. Yeah, had a lovely day there. Spent a couple of hours, had some coffees, recuperated, got some much needed food in me, and then headed back. And I'm absolutely paying for it now. Let's take a look at the highlights, and there was a few fun moments.
So you may be thinking the title of this video is a bit unusual. I will explain all in due course, but let me just take you through this route. So I'm just making my way down to the Bristol Ring Road cycle path, and I'll be heading out towards Bath. One of the things I love about this racer is the acceleration. Currently behind about 4 in convoy here on mountain bikes, and I can just pull out and just put a little bit more pressure down and just completely speed past them. Still quite a novelty to me, being born and raised on mountain bikes. This being the first road bike I've ever properly ridden, I still can't get over the speed on it. Mandatory train shot here. Some of you have been requesting a few compilation videos, and one of those has been the mandatory train shot every time I go past Bitton train station. A bit of a frosty morning, quite a bit of fog over the moors, always quite nice. It was quite nippy in the morning, but it did warm up throughout the day. I'm in Bath now, and I'm just heading towards the start of the Two Tunnels route. As I said, I was going to cut a lot of this route down to spend more time on the new stuff. Just entering the first tunnel here. The camera makes it look a lot darker than it actually is, but it's actually quite. Any of you who have been in there will notice that it's quite well lit. You can do it without lights, like I am here. It looks a lot more dangerous than it is. Just coming out of the first tunnel here. Again, cutting all this down, because I don't want to go over the same stuff over again. So a lot of my routes tend to take this route to get past certain parts. So I'm going into the second tunnel here, which is pretty long. I think it's over a mile, this one. And coming out the second tunnel, and that concludes the Two Tunnels route. And just going past Midford to get on what is an increasingly rougher terrain. You know, the slick tyres on the road bike seem to be holding up pretty fine on it. I've had a few people say that they couldn't do it on, but you can. You know, it's a little bit bumpy. It's not perfect, but you can do it on a road bike with slicks. There's a little bit of gravel. Amazing views along this route. I've done it a few times for other things. Before I started this video blog up, I did a cycle down to Yeovil, which took most of this route into account, which gave me the idea to do the Frome route. Going along some single track here, quite a nice, quiet part of the countryside, and just coming up to a bit here where I'm going up this hill, and I noticed that it's getting a lot slower and slower and slower, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? Am I that unfit? And it's just really fighting the hill here, and I stop, take a look, and my back wheel is actually unwound itself and is loose. And basically, what had happened was the wheel had moved, and the tyre had got caught in the brakes, and that was what was giving me the extra resistance. So I got off, checked it over, and it's all back working. There's no damage to the tyre, and off I go for a lot less resistance. Okay, just heading to Radstock now, through a few quiet country roads. This is Route 24, if I remember correctly. Again, lots of flats, lots of nice cycle paths here, fairly quiet, you don't get too busy, not like the Bristol to Bath path that can get quite mad on the weekends. Following the cycle Route 24 through the centre of Radstock. Just a quick little detour through the town, and just starting the Radstock to Frome cycle path here. It's a little bit broken up to start with. Again, The road bike seems to handle it fine. And picking up speed now, so back on the flats of the cycle path. Again, this is an old train route they've converted into a cycle path, like the Bristol to Bath one, without all the shops and the tourists. So quite quiet really. A few places to stop off and have a sandwich and that. Obviously benches and that's what I'm talking about. I don't mean like a cafe or anything. And you can see here there's a few relics from what it used to be. There's some rusty old tracks there. At this point I'm really hammering it because I see I'm a little bit behind schedule. Plan was today is to meet up with a friend in Frome, go for a couple of coffees and then come back. It's a route I've wanted to do for quite a while as well. And just before you get into Frome there's quite a lot of steep hills. They're not so bad, but once you've done 35 miles already, the last thing you want is to do a lot of climbing. But again, it's all training. Giving it a bit of welly now. Try and catch up on some time. So I made it to Frome with pretty good time. I had a good couple of hours there. I overstayed my time that I allowed myself, and I'm currently racing back to beat the sun because I've got no lights on me at the moment. I wasn't expecting to be out late. I was only going to be there for an hour or two and then cycle back. And I got waylaid, which takes me to the title of this video. So basically something that's been on my mind for quite a while now. I consider myself an animal lover. I work for a few rescue centres for animals of all sorts, wild or domestic. And I've been a meat eater all my life. So basically me and my friend was having a wander around Frome. After having a coffee and a bite to eat, I was going back to get my bike, and we came across this baby pigeon that had fallen out of its nest. Saw it flapping around there. It didn't look in a pretty good state, so I picked it up. Its wing was definitely broken. There's not a lot you can do with it really, and I thought I'm going to have to break its neck. Not having anything on me to do it in with. I'm going to have to break its neck, and I was trying to psych myself up for it, thinking because it was Saturday afternoon, it was about 3 o'clock at this point, and I had to look for some local vets, and they were all reported as shut. So I just thought I'm going to have to snap its neck. So I managed to psych myself up, and there was a vet nearby, and I thought, right, we'll take it there. I'm not expecting anyone to be in, and just in case they can do anything or whatnot, or even give it a more humane death than some bloke with sweaty bicycle mitts on grappling with its throat. So I took it there. All the while I was thinking, I'm going to have to snap its neck, and I felt compassion for it. I didn't want to kill it, and that drew me to the conclusion that because I couldn't kill it, I don't really deserve to eat meat. In the way of, you get those people that would say about the current migrants coming over from the Middle East, don't let them in, push their boats back into the water, and I say, if you're of that mentality, you should be the one on the beach pushing the boats back into the water. And the same with eating meat. If you can't kill the animal, you shouldn't really be able to eat it. So, as the title of this video suggests, cycling to Frome turned me vegetarian. Back to the ride now. So I'm racing my way back. So I got waylaid with this pigeon and a bit of crisis of conscience. So I'm hammering it all the way home, and you can see the sun setting in these pictures now, and it's getting darker and darker, and I know I haven't got a huge amount of time left before it does get dark. And like I said earlier, I've got no lights on the bike. I wasn't expecting to be out this late, so I didn't bring any with me. So I'm coming up to this corner and I'm giving it as much welly as I can. I didn't really notice the gravel there, and as soon as I hit the corner, my back end slips out and it all goes a bit Tokyo drift, and through some miracle I'm able to regain control and carry on my way. A quick stop to check to see if the tyre's not ripped up or anything, and back to hammering it home as quickly as I can. As you can see, it's getting dark and I'm basically racing the sun. I can see it on the left side going down, 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 and I'm just hammering it as much as I can. I manage to get in just as it's turning dark and collapse on the living room floor and record the outro for this video.
As usual, if you like what you see, by all means show your support by subscribing, hit the like button, drop some comments if you want to leave any suggestions, and thanks for watching.